Logged in, Prabhuda. Hello. Meeting just commenced. சொல்லுங்க பிரபுதா. இல்ல நீங்க இப்ப அது யூ டோன்ட் டு வரி அபவுட் தட். நீங்க நீங்க அந்த ஒரு ஜாயின் மீட்டிங்ல போட்டு இந்த மீட்டிங் ஐடியும் இதுவும் போட்டீங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா வந்துடும். இல்ல ஐ திங்க் ஐ வில் ஹேவ் டு சேஞ்ச் தட். அது முதல்ல ஏதோ கன்ஃபியூஷன் ஆயிருந்தது.
ನೀವು Zoom open ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Open ಮಾಡಿ directly they will join.
ಹೌದು, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ 5 PM ಅಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಹಾಕಿದೆ. ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್.
You can change the password ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲ, easier. 6PG
வரதா கரெக்டா?
இப்போ ஓகே.
Okay, I will have to change that, and I will also make it a simple password also. I will do that.
Okay.
Okay. So just we will commence, Prabhuda.
Click directly, you come there.
Right.
Adana one problem.
Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadananda Tirtha Bhagavad-Padacharyoभ्यो Namo Namaः. Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Sthititolaya Niyati Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparita Madhiprabodhan Vadan Rasakatavan Bhuvidatvavatam Sarvesvaro Haririti Pratipadakam Tam Anandatirtha Munivariyam Namami. Pujyaya Raghavendraya Satyadharmarataaya cha Pajatam Kalpavrikshaya Namatam Kamadhenuvem Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vishvidavahaihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, friends. We are on to the Kathopanishad, and we have still to go on two more mantras to complete the first chapter of the second Adhyaya. I think we have come to the 13 mantras we have covered. We have got an 14th and 15th mantra to be covered. So last week we have seen, because some of the representation, figurative representation, how to do the Upasana. Upasana is basically what we call it Shravana, Manana, and Nitidhyasana. That is to start with, to learn about the good thing, to hear the good things, and to assimilate the good things by repeated recollection, and then finally having it a hold on your, that it has to sort of it puts its own imprint into your mind, so it always never goes off. The footprint of the knowledge is on your mind. It always takes you any point of time, because once it comes into, it adds to your treasure trove. It doesn't go out. It doesn't get exhausted. It rather enhances, but whenever you try to accumulate further knowledge, when you share it and when you hear others, when you refine your own knowledge, and then the treasure trove goes. So what is that, finally, why should we have this the treasure trove? And, because we talked about Upasana last week, and we talked about two mantras, and there is also figurative representation of the things were there and all. There are two things, because that has been brought about very clearly, but our scriptures as well as the masters who has interpreted the scriptures, likely, like all our acharyas, like Shankara Bhagavatpada, Ramanujacharya, and Madhvacharya, Chaitanya, and Vallabhacharya, Nimbarka, all of them have brought one thing in common in everything and all. We have already said the pristine, pure mind is the fundamental for the concept. It's not only in our religion, it is also not only in our philosophy, it is across the board. Unless you attain the purity of the mind as much as possible, and still, you get into the pinnacle of the purity, you will not be able to attain the highest evolution for which, the human's birth has taken place. What is possible for you, you will not be able to attain only with the pure, you will be able to attain only with the purity of the mind. That has been very clear. That is the fundamental requirement. Having had the university, because what is that, because if that is the case, because why, because if we say we have to have a guru and we have to have the knowledge available, and then only we will be able to evolve ourselves. The guru is a must. Without guru, we will not be able to get, because guru will be able to correct whatever the incorrect understanding, knowledge, what we have, avidya. He will be able to remove, finally he will take us. But when you evolve yourself, however great the guru may be, however great the scriptures may be, they will all be enabling, like a pole vault, they're like the pole, they will all be enabling. Finally, it is for you to do the effort to attain the final evolution and realize the final evolution and realize the final bliss, happiness, as well as the clarity and calmness, because that is possible to any human being in this world. Is you will be able to attain that. Till then, you will not be able to reach that. So that is exactly, because the last two mantras have said, Angushta Matra Purusho Madhye Atmani Tishtati. So because we said, the Brahman is, Purusha is Brahman, Purusha is the Purusha Suktam, and he said he is the highest Purusha. Because Sankhya Yoga said there is only Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is the final power, because, and Prakriti is the whatever he has created. So we are all part of the Prakriti and he is the Purusha. So Angushta Matra Purusho Madhya Atmani Tishtati in them, because he is like a thumb. He is the size of the thumb, because when it says, it's figuratively says. Why it is say figuratively and all? Because, because when you have our scriptures referring to on various occasions to describe the Brahman in variety of ways, to bring about the paradox of Brahman in palpably understandable to the human mind, when it says, Sahasra Tirisa Purusha Purusha evedagam sarvam yasbhutam yachabhavyam. Because when they say Dasangulam, Ashtadishta Dasangulam, it is 10 inches. 10 inches is 10 thumb size of everyone. The Sahasrara Chakra is on you, the top of your head, the middle of your head. It is just about 10 thumb size above you. It is not on the Sushma Sarira, not on that. It is always, it is in your aura. It is in your aura. There only, because when the life force comes, it is comes through Sahasrara. When the life force has to leave, it has to leave through Sahasrara. We may be saying, because by seeing the sort of bodily changes and telling, because his life went through the eyes, went through the noses and all. It's not like that. It's all only Sahasrara. When a child is conceived in the womb, because the life force comes only through Sahasrara. That has been very clearly established, in the scriptures. Not only that, because the science is not able to establish how the neurons and which are palpably, because the first formed in the heart, so that the heart functions first, and it is the one first is formed, and subsequently, because you have got the neurons in the brain to coordinate the entire bodily functions. So therefore, Angushta Matra Purusho Madhya Atmani Tishtati, it is a figurative to understand that you have got such a wonderful creation has been done for you, so that you are able to get through your access. You have got a way to understand, way to realize. When we say God realization or highest bliss or highest calm or highest happiness and all, finally you will be able to attain when you are able to access that Sahasrara. That is what Kundalini is being talked about. Kundalini is nothing but, finally when you are able to, with silencing, all the sort of vibrations, because that is being dissipating you everywhere and all, bringing forth to one channel, and on your Ida and Pingala, because both the nadis are there. Ida is there, when you are inhaling the air. Pingala is there when you are exhaling the air. So because both represents the nodals, because the nerve nodes which is there, 36,000 both, because the 72,000 nodes that are finally getting the energy and all, managing the energy, balancing the energy, and make you function as a human being with your capabilities, what you have come in this world. Finally, when the energy is finally coordinated, finally you are able to collect yourself into a energized being to the highest evolution. It all comes through Zida Pingala energies, comes through the Sushmana Nadi. Finally, when you are able to realize the Kundalini, it is only through the Sushmana Nadi you will be able to get. It is the pathway, right, from Muladhara Chakra, because then it comes through the series of chakras, and when it comes to Sahasrara, it is through that only. So through that, because Sushmana Nadi only, you will be able to, when you are having a Sushmana Nadi, you are a being of a highest caliber. Your Ajna Chakra is open, your third eye is open. You will be able to see what is happening around you. Why you will be able to see through the person, what purpose he has come, what is he, what is up to and all. Till then, because your key to your vision, third vision, will not be opened. This is exactly brought out in this mantra. Sangushtamatra Purusho Madhya Atmani Tishtati. When I say Madhya Atmani Tishtati, it is not, because in the inside the being, that is into your Sushma Sharira, in the causal body, it is in the midst of it, the life force, because that Narayana Suktam also last week, we said how it figuratively represent. Padma Gosham. Padma Gosham is the inverted lotus, Adho inverted lotus. It is supposed to be in the astral body. In the astral body, in the causal body, when it is there, it is able to get, because it is supposed to be having 1,000 petals, because it is having all the energies and all. So, and finally, when it is able to, because he is in the middle of that, Adho and in that middle of that, he is guiding you. In the sense, because the energy, the life force that has come into through Sahasrara when you were conceived in the womb, and it is continuing through you even now, it is there. And but how you will be able to access the potential of it, because when we say Upasana, it is, because you can do Raja Yoga, through access the Kundalini, even otherwise meditation of any kind. And finally, through the Shastras, and, because whatever has been mentioned, you are able to hone your mind, and because attitude, and finally you bring it in such a way, then you will be able to realize, because what is the final liberation? Liberation is unknown to us. We are not talking about any of the worlds we'll be going into. It is finally the bliss, happiness, and calmness and clarity, where you are not you are unassailable. Nothing sullies your thoughts, nothing sullies your minds. It is pristine pure. That is why we said it, the pristine pure mind is the fundamental requirement. So then when he said the next word of the 12th mantra said, Ishanam Bhuta Bhavyasya Na Tato Vijagupsate. Because in the who is there in the center of the Madhya Atmani Tishtati, who is that Paramatma, who's Atman, who is there in this? He is the one who has been there, because he knows all your past. Based on that only, he has given you this particular life to experience still greater things and evolve yourself into a greater being. And he also knows what is going to be in the future based on whatever you are doing it. When you are doing it, you will be able to know what you are doing, why you are doing, because sometimes you don't understand. Sometimes without knowing why you are doing, you will still be doing it. Because you are not able to, all the three gunas which is common to us, and we will have to how to use the three gunas to evolve yourself, that we have seen already, the sattva, rajasa, and tamasa, because those vasanas which has come about, these gunas which has come about, because sattva is like a clarified crystal through which the light can pass. The rajasa is the one, which has got some sort of a sullied, and because it has got some dirt on that, it will not be able to allow the light pass through so crystal clear. Whereas tamasa is the one which is totally dark, painted with darkness. It is a tar, it will not allow even the light to pass through. So what we have to do, because more of a sattva component we will have to accumulate, in the sense, go on, because trying to evolve with more sattvic qualities and refine your rajasas, because take because of contamination comes about what, because all your raga, dvesha, mada, mascharya, and all those, because clogs you are this one, you'll have to leave out, because when you have to work, when you come into this world, you will have to work, because you will have to work, you will have to do the karma. Without doing the karma, even eating is a karma. Will you be able to live without eating? You will have to drink water. That is also a karma. Karma, kareti karma. Because that is a tax you have to pay to your body, because to be alive. And finally, as a being, what is the because when you were saying, you'll have to do something, because which not only benefits you, it benefits all others. Paropakaram itam sariram, because when you have the body, because it is because of you, the others will also, you don't have to do on your own consciously. It will happen when you are doing something and it has got a ripple effect. Someone else gets affected by that. When you talk someone, because you may hurt someone, or you may praise someone, or you may be indifferent to someone, or you may not, because you may try to insult someone, by doing something and all those things. Someone gets affected. And when you eat also, because when you are doing, because when you are eating, because your body gets the entire thing, and when you are able-bodied, and when you have to help some other, because you have got the strength to do that. And when you get that, because whatever our profession, whatever art, or whatever sort of service, you have taken in your, or whatever type of, because life you are living, it gives you the energy to do it more efficiently. If you're a sculptor, you will be able to do it, because it gives you the energy. That energy is finally focused on some creation. But finally, when you are doing is what you are creating the thoughts, and the thoughts gives the perception. Based on the perceptions, the thought becomes, because actionable thoughts. And when the actionable thoughts, you do some action. By the action, someone gets the benefit, or someone is going to get the benefit, or yourself is going to get the benefit. Either of them, then they don't go waste. When you are doing something, either the other person is hurt or healed, or some person is insulted, or someone gets the happiness. Or when you do something, you yourself get the happiness. When something good you do it, because of you, some people bring the smile in some faces, then you get the happiness. That happiness, what you get, it is invaluable, insurmountable. You will not be able to get by any other process, because you had your intention and your action have come into force. They have synchronized. By developing these qualities of sattvic and refining the rajasic and eliminating the tamasic, you become someone, your intention and action almost, because synchronized, you are able to get the happiness which is otherwise not possible. A billionaire may be having a wonderful, because all the facilities available, but his life may be miserable. He might not have known what is the happiness, whether he has encountered happiness any time in the world. Because you are always thinking of something else, because how am I to hold my wealth, how am I to keep it safe, how am I to because maintain this, how am I to go for this, how am I to see that it is because dwindles away my wealth, and all those things, you are concerned about that. And once you are having this, once you are trying to cultivate by ego and your being in this world, what happens is you get lot of unwanted things like resentment, jealousy, and all those things. You don't have to ask for, they come on their own, because you are into such a situation where you're not focused on your own development. This automatically comes, you don't have to ask for that. So it is said the resentment is like a toxic, jealousy is like a toxic. So you are taking the poison, but you think the other person will die, but the poison is taken by you. You are not Lord Shiva when he has taken the poison, when he has come out of, because when the entire, the Devas and Asuras, they brought out in search of the Amrita, finally they got a poison, he took it. And he also held it in his entire, because in the Kanta, because in his neck, so that it doesn't go and affect, because the people who are very dear to him, and he held it there. We are not the one, because when you have a resentment, jealousy and all, it eats away your own innards. It is a poison, but you think, by thinking bad of others, the other person will get the bad effect. No, you will get the bad effect. And you taking a poison and thinking the other man will die. That's what, because the scripture tells us. So when because that Ishana Bhuta Bhavyasya Tatadodo Vijagupsate, because he is the one who knows, and he is there in everyone else. So the Angushta Matra, whatever Upasana you are doing towards, the Paramatma, the Brahman in your, the center of the heart, Padmakosham, Adhomukam, in your being, the same is there in everyone else. So you can't find any differentiation. You can't find any differentiation between because Brahman in me and Brahman in someone else. He may be a different religion, he may be a different denomination, he may be a different country, he may be from different, even other beings. Forget about, even the human beings, other beings. So it's also activated by the same Brahman, he is of the same quality only. You can't differentiate. Once that comes, Navajigupsati, you will not be afraid of anything. Because it is the same power, it is the same thing, what you are having, what you are trying to sort of cultivate in you, and what you are trying to do your best to evolve yourself, same thing is there everywhere else. Why should you worry about it? It is the real fearlessness. When you have got a real fearlessness, you will not have any sort of a reason to have any of those likes, dislikes, jealousy, or anything. None of them will come to us. That is what Upanishad tells us. The next mantra also said, because Madhya Atmani Tishtati, Angushta Matra Purusho Jyotir Adumakaha, smokeless Jyoti. A Jyoti, a beautiful flame, the wonderful flame which lights up the entire world, which lights up even the sun, which lights up everyone, because Madhvacharya, because when he was encountering, a king, who asked him, a Muslim king who asked him, how dare you come into your country, onto our country, because without getting my permission and all. He said, because the one, which is, who is in us, in me and in you, Deepaha, and we are all Pradipaha, because we are all the reflection of the same light. So we are all Pratibimbas. Why should we worry about, because that's what he said, it has been recorded. So likewise, once that Jyoti is there, because it is the same, it's reflected everyone being. Why do you worry about it? Ishana Bhutabhavyasa Chaye Vadya Savu Swaha. He is the Lord of the past and future. He exists today. He will exist tomorrow also. Etadvai Tat. This is that. That is what we have seen up to the 12th and 13th mantra, which gives the fearlessness. Nirbhayatvam. Nirbhayatvam we have seen, because satsangeto nisangatvam, because when you have all the people with a good satsangam, because you will have a because satsangeto, you will not be having any problem. Nisangeta nischalatatvam, you will not be having any vacillation. Nischanga is nirbhayatvam, because once there is no vacillation, and then you will have wonderful, because that's what Bhajagovindam, the Shankara Bhagavad has said. So likewise, you don't have to worry about any of those things. As we have seen, because now, yes, we have come to know it is the upasana, because we have seen how we have to understand, the Brahman whom we have not seen. So now we have come to that, because now the last two mantras, which are going to be the conclusion of the first chapter of the second adhyaya, we are going towards that. We will see the wonderful, because the metaphor that has been given, and we will also see, because in gist what we have seen the second adhyaya, it is in your page 100 of the document I have sent. It is mantra number 14 and 15. Yata udakam durgam vrishtam parvateshu vidavati. Yata udakam vrishtam parvateshu vidavati. Like, because in the just water, when it rains, because when the cloud open up and the rainwater comes in the inaccessible heights of the mountains, in the peaks, when it comes, get dispersed to the lower regions. It gets dispersed in variety of ways to the lower regions. Some, guggle towards, the forest. Some goes through the rocks. Some go through directly as a sort of a falls. So many, and finally they go and they go to different destinations. They go to, and some are being sullied, used by the people, and some are being kept as a Ganges, because it is the river, which purifies everyone. And then people flock to that place to get themselves to purified, and they also, the fertile lands get the water, because then you get all the food and other things. The minerals gets formed all over, and you get all the minerals. Prakriti has given you what you have gotten. You have not given anything. You are only taking what Prakriti has given, the Mula Prakriti. And because of the Parabrahman, he has given it, Mula Prakriti, Lakshmi has given all those things. You are taking it and using it. All these things happen, because they all, but then finally the same water is being used, everywhere, and you find it is also, the unmanageable sullied water everywhere and all. Then you have to put a water processing plant. That is what Upasana is. But what it says is, just as water rained in inaccessible heights gets dispersed, Parvateshu Vidavati, because yes, it goes about Evam Dharman Pratak Pashyan, because like, because all of us, when we are seeing, perceiving, ourselves differently, because the way with our senses and what the sense, longs for the objects and the experiences, when we go for that, Taneva Anu Vidavati. See, we will go because it dissipates our energy. When the energy is so constant energy, it comes into the mountain, and when it is being kept as a glacier like Gangotri and all, it is a concentration of the energy. And afterwards, when it flows down, the scattering of the energy. When the scattering of the energy takes place, it has to take place. It is the natural law, because it can't remain as a glacier all through. It has to come down. But when it comes down, it takes variety of ways. Likewise, because what happens, likewise, what God has given through our Sahasrara, the life force, it also comes to us. And but as we go about living in this world with our instincts, desires, and wants, totally it gets dissipated. Dissipated in the sense, because as long as you are aware of it, your dissipation, no problem. The Upanishad wants you to know, because once you are aware, then you will be able to recollect and keep as much energy intact as possible, so that you will not be sort of getting into everything. You don't become an object, whenever you are going after an object. You don't get indulged into an experience when you get the experience. You don't get immersed into the distress, because that you are after something, you are not getting it. Why you are getting all these qualities, distress, anger, and all those things? Either it is ignorance or insecurity. Insecurity, why? Because you always long for something, whether I will not be able to keep it, or if you already got it, will I be able, if I lose it, what happens? Because nothing is yours. We don't understand. The very first mantra of Ishavasya Upanishad, Ishavashyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. It is there everywhere. So, because then, when you have to do, you will have to live with whatever you have got. Ishavashyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Tena tyaktena punjita. Whatever has been given, available to you, be happy with it. And if possible, you share the happiness with others. Tena tyaktena punjita. Because I think, don't try to covet, because I will have to get this amount, that house, I was eyeing that house, because this fellow has purchased it, because I will try to make all efforts to see I am getting that house again. You will do it. But after that, because it's not going to be remain always yours, because maybe it will be going to someone else later. It's all his creation. It has come. Once you have that, because you will be more sort of a proactive in thinking. You will not be reacting to the desires. You will be proacting what is required and what I have got. Whatever what I have got is not that, because whatever you got is already should be enough for you. And in fact, because you should try to become more deserving to you. Whatever you have got, you should become something deserving to be holding those things. Sometimes, because we get, because someone gets something, he got a lottery, he got a jackpot. So he got that, because it is God has given, because then Gada Pailwan, Kuda Meherban, that's what says. Because if a person, who is, God has given him like that, it's not that. Because of, you were deserving, sometimes, it comes in when it is due, it has come. But now you will have to become more sort of a deserving to be holding to that. And because when you got the wealth or resources, when you are trying to make a better use of it, because for a cause, which you are holding it, because your cause will come out of the desires. Once you go on elevating, your desire level will, because you will hold on to a higher desire, the lower desire will go off. As you step by step, when you go about, and finally you will have a goal that is a sort of altruistic goal. So that is what, because we will have to see that. So that has been told in this particular mantra. And then, yet dharman pratak pashyanti, pratak pashyan tana eva anu vidavati. Because once you know, so also one perceives self. Once you know that is there, everyone, and I don't have anything to fear, you will only be doing whatever you are having, and your goal will be always of a higher one, and you will be working towards that. In that, because the corresponding second mantra also, because these two mantras are to be seen in tandem. Yata udakam suddhe shuddham asiktam tadrik eva bhavati. Because when you pour pure water into pure water, it becomes something like a pure water. See, after all, why it happens, because when a river goes and joins a sea, the river has accumulated, its own sort of whatever has to come, some dirt, something, and finally it goes and mixes up in the ocean. It becomes, finally, because it dispersed into the ocean, it becomes something like a ocean. It can't become a ocean per se as it is. Ocean it has got its own salty, and because it is so vast. It has always been existing. It is only has created the water to be given in the land, by sublimating into cloud, and finally the cloud. Akashat patitam toyam yatagacchati sadaram sarvaneva namaskaraha kesavam pratigacchati. It comes like that. And like human being, we used to have a birth and death, like sublimating and going with our own treasure trove, coming with all our accumulated karmas again to experience this. This is continuously happening. This is sort of a circumambulation, because when it is happening, it is same thing is happening. So when it is happening, then, because like pure water is pure, that means you will have to, how do you become a pure? Satsangam, because when you are having, when you are listen to the good things, when you are meditating, or when you are going into the scriptures, whatever be the religion, whatever be the denomination, what are 10 commandments, that says, how to live as a human being. Like us, we have also got our own adages, because with all sutras are there. Dharmam chara, all those things. Matru devo bhava, pitru devo bhava, titi devo bhava, all those things, when we say, because how we have to live the life. These are all, because once you have ingrained, once you are doing it, you will be doing it, as per your conditions available to you at that point of time. Evam mune vijanataha. Once you know on the pure thoughts, men of knowledge, once you have the purity of the thoughts, which is the fundamental requirement, and then poured on to, because once you get into, because the satsangam, once you understand that all the same power is there everywhere with everyone and all, so then you will be getting into such a wonderful sort of elevation. As you know, because the process of elevation will be so fine, you will be enjoying it every moment. You don't have to express, you don't have to validate, you don't have to claim to anyone and all. It is your internal God-given gift to you, and each one has been given that facile facility to enjoy. If you don't do, the choice is yours. The God has given it, and you will have to take it, because that's what it happened. And with that, because then once you have to continuously do it, and with that, because the fitting finale to the entire first chapter has come in the poetic verses. Yathodakam durgam vrishtam parvateshu vidavati evam dharman pratak pashyan tan eva anuvidavati yatha udakam shuddhe shuddham asiktam tadrikyeva bhavati. Tadrik in the sense, it doesn't become a pure water itself. It is something like a pure water. Evam munehe vijanataha atma bhavati gautama. Because once you know pure thoughts of men and knowledge poured in, because once you, the purity personified, you become, when there is nothing, because to be worried about. And when you are submitting yourself, to the highest bliss by following it, because all the upasanas are very important. So this is what has been told to us. Keep in mind firmly fixed on the higher goal. Desire, as it evolves, you gets the highest goal. One freezes at the top and becomes a glacier, and you don't become, you don't fritter yourself, into that and dissipate yourself into that. So fold yourself. And it has been said that Shankaracharya has said, because so is the other acharyas. The Upanishad is so kind to you. It has given the knowledge, thousands of mothers and fathers can't give, because you might have heard so many births, so many fathers and mothers, they could not have given. It is very kind enough to give it. Take it and hold it and evolve yourself. Be happy with it. And this is what, you are destined for. With this, we will conclude today's session. And again, we will be having the same link, for Sunday Ramanavami, 6:30 in the evening. The same link we will be having we will be Rama Pattabhishekam recital, and with the conclusion of the Sundarakanda Parayana Yajnam on that day, on 6th Sunday, 6:30 p.m. With this, I conclude this session. Sahana vavatu, Sahana bunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahaihi, Tejasvinavadidamastu ma vishvidavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.